Hi guys, so today I'll be trying out the new Spellbinders add-on to their club kit for February 2023. I believe it's called Cup of Spring Tea. Unfortunately, it is already, I believe, sold out for the month. It was there a few days ago and I checked right now. It doesn't have any record of it, so I'm assuming that means it's sold out. I have not checked the UK site, but either way, I'll still link it from my old links, and then maybe I'll come back in stock or something like that. But they did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. Again, I do have the US and UK links in the description box there. Like I said, it's an add-on for the card kit. I mean, that's what it's intended for. But any of these things, if you just want to pick them up, they are just, in the store until they sell out, if that happens. So you don't have to be a club member to pick these guys up. So just to know that in the future, I suppose, for the add-ons. And you can pop this on anything. Like today, I'm pretty much going to use it probably with an embossing folder. Maybe the 3D embossing folder of the month. And I was thinking about just, popping this little guy on here. So we have our cup and everything, and I talked about all of this in the unboxing video, so I'll link that video so we can talk a little bit about, if you want to hear more about it, should I say. But today we're going to put together, our little pinwheel looking flower and things like that, hop right to it, right, with our cup, and then our little bunny that has his little second ear over here, this little piece. Yeah, I'm assuming it goes this way. And then, all the different accent pieces we have for our flowers, if we use that, some little leaves, and our stem, and all that fun stuff. Initially on the video I did for the card kit of the month, I had made a card with some ruffles, and I thought, well, kind of did a little music over on that, so maybe today we'll do that again, but I will show you how I did it, talk it through. It's really easy, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to grab a card base, and I generally like to cut down my pieces of cardstock, like the backgrounds, but I have these pieces here from the earlier projects that we did. I have lots of pieces that I can use for ruffles. I just put them back in the bag here, and we can make a paper ruffle out of this, but I was going to say like a ruffle attached to the, like a little topper piece, I guess, which we talked about, I did not talk about it, which I did in the last video. So I'm going to go through and pick some papers for that to get that going, and then we'll create our little character here. So I will be right back. Yeah, I was just picking from the scraps that I have here, and let's just go for it. So make it really springy. We'll keep this whole background like this, and I think what I'm going to do is use a 3D embossing folder of the month, and I'll just run it through, wherever it is I would like to get my images, maybe like right in here. I'll run this whole thing through. And again, with the 3D embossing folder, you will need a plate system, like a universal plate system. I have heard from you guys that, with different machines, they super work. Sometimes it's just with a basic sandwich. It just depends on the machine you're using, right? So I always say use the least amount of sandwich to get the job done. So I would start with less and then build up if you need more shims or more of whatever it needs for that to work. With the standard embossing folder, it's generally what you would do in a standard way with any machine, right? And I'm going to pop this guy on here. This is a little too big because I don't want to cover so much up. And then, just kind of eyeballing about how big this little guy is. I'm just going to trim this down, and then I'll tell you what sizing that is, okay? I'll be right back. 2 3/4 by 3.5 on this one. It will make it a little more difficult to make our ruffle because I'm going to emboss this, so it's going to have some texture, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. So let's just get this guy on here, like in there, and I'll run that through, and I'll be right back. And here we have, again, 3D embossing folder with the universal plate system. Is just the A plate, the adapter, and then your folder with the paper in it. And I mean, super gorgeous. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then with this guy, it's the A plate, the B plate paper in the folder, and a cutting plate, not the adapter plate, but a cutting plate, and that's it. And those sandwiches are drawn on here, so you don't have to remember any of those things. And I mean, look at that, so pretty. Okay, I'll be right back. Glue these puppies down. Let's see there. And I generally use wet glues. Your kits always come with 3D adhesive and liner tape, so you can definitely do that. But when I use an embossed piece, I always like to use the wet glue because that glue really gets into all the different nooks and crannies for you. And this covers the whole card front because that's what it is. I didn't trim it down, so in the card kit it does come with 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch pieces of cardstock, nice thick cardstock. This guy we're going to add, did I get glue in there? How's that possible? We're going to add a little ruffle, I think at the bottom. And just a short, sweet one. So like this is a little bit too long, not long, but this is 6 inches wide, right, from the paper pack, but it's a little too, I guess, deep. So I'm going to cut this down. Let's see. Let's make it 1 inch deep. So it's 1 inch by 6, and all I generally do is turn that over. I'll add some of our liner, a good amount, so like maybe some right here. Kind of squish that down. So we can take the backing off of it, and then another nice strip of that. And then you just kind of have fun with it, guys. So again, this is 6 inches in length, the paper here. And this was like, what did I say, 2 3/4 inches wide or something? Yeah. So we're just condensing this 6 inches into something that fits in here. And you can start at the top, so however it is that's more comfortable for you. So I'm just going to go here and just back. I'm pushing it back. Actually, that's still a little too long. That's too much. Let's move it up. I only want very little peeking out. So I probably could have just left this a little bit shorter. Even. You don't want to take in too much because, of course, you have the 6 inches of paper, but, you know, I might have done those a little too skinny at the beginning. Let's give ourselves a little more room so we don't run out of ruffle. And if I do, I guess I could just continue on with the other paper, the other piece that was left here. Where are we at? Let's see. Let's see. I think I was able to get that. Yep. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So I started a little too close together. Maybe I could have expanded a little bit. But again, it's a ruffle, so it can just look like however. That seems great to me. And then to glue this down, you can put another piece of tape on here if you want to just secure it, glue it down completely, pop it up. I think I will put some glue in here just so that we have that. And I'll get some lower profile dimensional in these top areas. And you know, dimensional adhesive comes in different thicknesses. I'll just get one that's a little bit lower profile and pop it here, and I'll be right back. Just add some low profile adhesive there. And we have embossing on embossing with this sweet little ruffle. And there we go. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put something on here that's a little bit heavy. That's what I like to do. I'll put a book on it or something just to keep it down. I know we have the dimensional, but again, it's a very low profile dimensional, and I want to keep this down also. So I'll just pop something on there. And let me choose some colors of paper for my little teacup here, and I'll be right back. I just have scraps of paper here. I'm going to get this little teacup with the Hoppy Spring inlay and just tape those down so they don't move while you run them through your die cutting machine, and those words will be embossed in there. So I'll do that. Also the little handle, okay, so I'll tape that down so it doesn't move. And then I thought it'd be fun to make like a little bunny that's like a darker brown. I think this is the mahogany color. It's kind of a reddish brown that Spellbinders has, but we have this guy, and then of course his little ear, and so I'm gonna run those through. And just getting like scraps of sticky stuff here. There we go. Behind his little face, this little area pops out, and then his eye and his little nose. So I'll run it through pink just to get those little pink dots, but I'm just going to back up his face with like black paper so that the eye has that color. And I think those are our basic items, so let's do those, and then we'll move on to doing like our flowers and things. So let me run these guys through, and I'll be right back. So I mentioned before, these dies, it's a little more than embossing. It kind of pushes in like where it cuts, right? And if you do have a little area where it didn't quite finish, just go like that, and you can literally remove that little piece, you know? And I like to do that just to clean it up in case it doesn't always completely push through, just to get that out of there and really clean it up. Something like that. So because of that, I also cut out a pink background, so why not? We'll just glue that together. You can see a little bit of that pink You know, if you use like a metallic color, that's really nice because it'll show through. So I will glue those together. Actually, what we can do is when we glue these together is glue our little handle on in between the two, right? Something like that. Yeah, just again sandwich the little handle inside. But however you like to do that. So cute. Okay. And then our little bunny. So like I said, I was just going to take a little black piece of paper and just kind of cut it so it fits behind the little face. Really, I just want the eyeball, but I can also, that can help us so that the cheek has a place to go and the little nose portion has a place to go. So let me just put some glue in here and try to get this guy on here so we can have as much. Okay, there we go. And again, it's not perfect. There's a little gap there. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And in here I'm gonna put a little glue and a little tiny glue in the nose area. And I'm gonna bring in this piece where I cut this pink and pop in the cheek. And also pop in the little nose. So let's fix that a little bit. Get that guy in there. And then our little nose bits right here. And you can have a black nose, of course. I'm going with pink. Just to make it pop a little bit, especially since I use that darker kind of chocolate brown. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up and I'll be right back. I'm not quite ready to stick that down. I do want to put our little guy together. Now he can go like this, he can go like this. I mean, whatever you want to do with those little ears. I think it's gonna be pointy like that, probably better. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put a little glue on this ear. And if he's like tucked in here, I'm gonna have his little ear kind of sticking up like that. Why not? Put a little extra glue there, but we will wipe that away. And once that sets up, I'll stick this to our little cup and then we'll work with it as one piece, you know, with his little hand. I love that. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Actually, that's pretty much set up. I can just go ahead and glue that down. Something like that. And I'll put a little glue. Oh, look, it's open there. Actually, I guess I could have sandwiched him in between the two layers too. But either way, I'll put a little glue on the hand and I'll be right back. One little guy. Probably pop him up, we'll see. So as far as these guys, I'm going to use this, run through some of that. And this pinwheel can be the same color, both pieces, but what I'm going to do is run through some lavender and run through some darker purple. And I'll be right back. Get our pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and assemble my little flowers. Now, of course, I have enough to make like 2 pinwheels with the centers and everything. The die cuts out the 2 little pinwheel areas and like a center. It's like a little pinwheel flower. But what I'm going to do is put a darker purple in the background and then top it with this lighter one. Just give it some motion again. I mean, we can do this several times. I'm just going to nestle them together just like that. And then another little bit of glue here. And bring in like the darker purple just to kind of echo that purple that was in the background. How pretty is that? I'll go ahead and glue them on here too. I'm going to put a little glue on the stem itself and then maybe a little bit here and here. Hopefully it'll touch both those areas. Yeah. That we have a little more sturdiness on that flower. And we bring this little guy, he has his little guy here. How cute is that? I was thinking, I mean, that looks really great. I was gonna play with the die cuts that are in the kit, so I brought them out and see if maybe there's something I want to tuck in behind him. Just adding a little something else. I mean, you know, something large. So let me go through this. Aw, that's a very little bunny in a cup. We can echo him, but I'll be right back. You guys, just let me always play with this. How cute is that? Because it just pops them up. I really like that. But I brought out this little umbrella, and I really like the way that looks too. Look how cute. If we had the little umbrella and our little guy and his little pinwheel. Oh, that's tough. I mean, I guess if you want to, you can do all of it, right? But I usually go for less is more is my motto here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy there. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. And before I really stick him down, making sure again where I want to place this. He's kind of popped up a little bit. That looks good. And then this little guy. So let me go ahead and get some dimensionals on the back of this, and I'll be right back. I have dimensionals without having them down right there. Oh my goodness. He is so cute. And then this little guy can have I'm going to hold that down and I'll be right back. There's our card. Little chocolate bunny having himself a little rest here. Super cute. Again, the paper ruffle. Just whatever length, you know, just kind of make it work as you're kind of playing with that. It looks great however it comes out. Lots of embossing texture back there, and then just, you know, different dimensions and all that. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.